Like you're the bad, you know, you're this kid's badass father that nobody wants to fuck with.
Got a good little music in, man. What's up, everybody? Tuned in to the Little Guy Podcast.
Having it.
All right. What's up, everybody, man? Everybody introduce themselves. I'm Big Lance from Off the Yard. Who else we got?
New York.
Man, Fetty from Cuffed and Clued in TV, baby.
And
What's
one
going
more, we're
on,
going to bring
boys?
him on in today.
Hey,
What up?
yeah.
And we gonna
What's up? It's Krup.
What up?
Man. Yeah.
Hey, I've been backstage just listening, man.
Is,
I was listening, bro. Yeah, you know me. I put on the show before the show. I'll say that. But look, I wanted to say, bro, get at me on some thumbnails, bro. Let's talk on the outside about some thumbnails.
He's good at that, bro. Krup does a lot of good things on here. That's why with a mix of everybody, it works out better. For sure.
I think it's a good, like, when I was thinking about doing this like a while ago, man. I mean, Fetty been talking about it for a grip, and you know, we finally just did it, and then I really think that, like New York was saying, if we stay consistent, stay on top of this, man, I believe there is a future in doing something like this. Get all this stuff worked out, man. I know we're a little late. To those of y'all that did wait for us, we appreciate it, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited. I mean, it's something new, something different. You know, I'm kind of ready to do something different. You know, branch out a little bit.
Bro, I saw the link and I was like, man, I at least got to be a part of this initial wave, man. Like Big Lance on the podcast, bro. Let's go.
It should be good, bro. Could be interesting.
Looks great.
You know, because I have the correct opinion and these guys have opposite ones.
The cool thing is, like, everybody here has an opinion. Everybody here has had a different type of, you know, existence. But if we can find, I think with my interpretation, this would be to find common ground on things, show people that can be done.
And you can fucking debate without killing each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, or crying like some broads. I mean, yeah, man. It's not, you know,
I'll say it. I do want to say this for Krup up here. Krup is one of the nicest guys in the whole platform, yet for whatever the reason, his name's been coming up in all the chats the last couple of days. I don't even know how it happens. The guy's something good.
It's been coming up because I've stepped out of my little shadow for one reason. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not to be discussed or nothing, but you know, something brought me out. And so once it brought me out, you know, all of a sudden then you get in conversations. But I told Joey earlier today, I was like, all right, bro, I came out and I'm going back in now. Like, I'm going back to where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I came out, I said what I wanted to say. I've done not what I wanted to do, but I've done what I could do. And you know, you can't do it all, bro. You can't fix the whole bridge by yourself every time. You know what I mean? So
no, but it's good to give your own point sometimes without people putting words in your mouth, because that's what happens with you. People just start assuming because you never say anything.
Yeah, facts, man.
so like text messages,
glad to hear that, Krup. I was glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear you're chilling, man. You cool, man. You good, man.
Krup is good, bro. He's always been. I would feel like I've been defending this guy for like a year because he doesn't talk. So people will say, "This Krup guy's hanging out with them." I'm like, call me. I got to explain Krup. I'm like, he's actually a really good dude. He has points. He has morals. He just don't like talking about it. I have to like give the whole Krup speech.
Yeah. And I won't, you know, man, I won't acknowledge. You can say whatever you want about me on here, man. That's your First Amendment right. You know what I mean? Like, but don't think that I am going to come and even dignify it with a response. You know what I mean? Like, so you're more than welcome to say whatever you want to say. That don't mean I got to say anything back at all.
but there's a reason I defend you. Something did happen. Nobody talks about this. And sadly, it's because of things like Lance's surgery. Sadly, what happened with Fetty's son, what happened with your grandma, what happened with my ex-wife. People came together a little tighter. The trolls went even wider, but the group that was like tight, I feel like everybody really became friends. Like this is a tight-knit community now. There's no people who are half in or half out. It's either you support or you don't, period. So I feel like at least there was some good changes recently.
Absolutely, man. Hey, Lance. So I know Lance has some videos I think he wanted to start off with, man. You just let me know,
man.
bro, and I'll pull them up.
I'm excited about it, man. If you guys are ready, what I think would be cool is to see these videos. And like I said, this was on the fly, so people that are going to tune in, just understand this is #1 show. And in a couple weeks, this is going to be smooth sailing. But I picked out a few wild videos I found on TikTok, and I like to see everyone's opinion on it, man. Like, because each and every one of us have been down certain roads, lived our lives in gray areas. Some of us have done a shitload of time. Some of us have done a little bit of time, but we've all been in that environment where, it's a different game, man. It's a gladiator school, man. So yeah, let's check them out, man. And
person I would like to bring on here, by the way, if he's down, because he's not a troublemaker, and bro, he's a very smart dude. Actually, is Ya. He would definitely come on a podcast if it wasn't trolling bullshit, and you can actually talk, bro. He knows a lot of stuff. He's a smart dude. That would be cool.
I've always wanted to kind of meet him. I've always kind of wanted to meet that guy, interact with him a little bit, man, because I heard he's
very smart. He did his time too. We don't talk about it, but he did some good time himself. But he's a different guy. Talk about changing your life.
Yeah, y'all's a good dude, man. Lance, you would definitely
Kick it with him.
y'all for sure, bro. He's good people, man. I've
never heard nothing bad about him. Not one thing, man. So
solid.
The only guy who somebody said something about his family. He threatened his family. He was like, "All right, airplane ticket." Flew. It's like a cartoon. Flew across the country. Went there, punched the guy in the face, got arrested, and went home. I respect it because he didn't do it to be a troll. He did it because nobody's talking shit about his family. Plain and simple. There was no troll. He could be live and have 1,000 viewers just from what he did. He don't even talk about it.
He did some wild shit, man. But I think that what will happen here is, because I know we talked about doing this before, and every time it's been real good response. And I think that all of our communities, each one of us have communities, and I think that this would be something that I think it's cool, man. Form more bonds, bring more people to the fold, man, and just have a good time. Let's just have a good time, man. Entertain them, man.
I looked at it like that. Bro. When you brought this up to me, I'm like, it will grow. It will take some weeks for people to realize what it is. But I like hanging out with you. I like hanging out with Krup. I like hanging out with Joey. So I'm like, even if I'm just hanging out, it's fucking until it grows a little bit.
Because we're all kind of we all can be kind of funny too, man. So we all say
what it was. Like, I saw the link, right? And like, I haven't even talked to you guys about none of that. I saw the link that New York had posted. And I was like, and I saw Joey talking about it earlier on my way home. And I was like, man, every time I've been on a panel with Big Lance, man, it always ends up funny, having a good time. Like, I was like, so let me hit this. I was really just trying to come up before y'all went live. And I was going, just salute, good luck, all that. And then y'all didn't see me until you was about to go live. So, I guess I'm here to usher it in, bro.
We had a lot of technical difficulties. It actually started with me and Lance thinking we were live and talking to ourselves for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we were talking for like 20 minutes thinking we were live, bro.
Hey, bro.
I thought you guys knew we weren't live and you were just fucking with me because of what I was doing. I thought you were just clowning me, but you guys really thought we were live.
Yeah, really did.
If you would,
no, Joey, you were there for that. Before you even came on, we were on another pre-record, just me and Lance talking to each other.
Hey, bro, if you would switch my profiles, man. I'm gonna back out on this one.
All right, bro.
Drop this one and bring up the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got yourself a nice guitar now, Lance, huh?
No, it's not a nice guitar. It's a very cheap guitar, but the one that my dad left me is a Martin from the 60s. And I mean it's nice, dude. And that was his pride and joy. My dad toured with like Grateful Dead and Hall of Notes, and he was backup. He was a studio musician for a long time.
I know that. So it's in your family. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I've
man.
heard
Like I
you
didn't
talk
know it
about that
either.
before.
I never knew my dad. I just met him about 5 years ago. And the first night, I have a video I'd like to drop probably on my short or something. But first time we ever met, I hugged him. I was crying. You know, I got drunk. I was I was drunk as shit. And we ended up playing
Could
a
I call
song.
you Papa? Could I please call you
Yeah,
Papa?
yeah. So why'd you name me Sue, bro? But we had our moments. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that had to get worked out. You know, like you know, a lot of what I've been through in my life, I blamed him for, man. And it turns out a lot of it wasn't his fault, man. And like it brought me a lot of peace to know the man, and he was a good man, and he did his best. And towards the end, I have messages where the day before he died, he left me a message, and you know, but he told me, he's like, you know, I love you, man. I never could tell you that, but I love you. And then he died the next day.
Just to let go of the hate and the questions you probably had forever is huge, bro. That type
It
of
didn't even
weight don't do nobody good, bro.
It didn't even matter, bro. It didn't even matter. It was like over it. You know, I didn't care anymore. I just wanted it to be, you know, he had peace. You know, he was really impressed, man. I sent him the music and stuff, and he was like, I want to be your manager. You know, he still has that real Bostonian accent, and he's like, I want to be your manager. I'm like,
I'll take
you're a dinosaur. You
98%.
can't.
I'll take
Yeah,
98%.
yeah. 90-10. Fucker.
Right.
But he was funny, man. He's a funny dude, and like I think he knew. I don't know, man. But I mean, it was weird because that night, like, I'm getting ready to make a video of it, but his favorite song was "Knocking on Heaven's Door," man. And for some reason, that night at like 10:30 at night, I just started playing that song and like singing it on piano, like just kind of slowly, whatever. Man, I was like, why am I playing this song right now? Next morning, I found out that he had overdosed on morphine and died. And
Oh, is that what happened, bro? I didn't want to ask. I feel like that's a cringe question to ask.
well,
Sometimes.
he's 80 years old. You know, he's an old man, but they gave him
Oh, he
liquid
went out.
instead of his pills.
Bro, if
He
I'm
just
80
drank
and
the
I
whole
go out
thing.
on a morphine overdose, I'm not, bro. Just think about that, though. To me, that's a good way to go. You don't if you gotta go when you're 80 and you lived a long life, that's a great way to go out, bro.
There's worse ways, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Peaceful
man. Like
and
he went out. Yeah, he had like 4 cancers. He had brain cancer, lung cancer. Like cancer runs rampant in my family. And like,
if I'm 80
I
and
wasn't
I got
surprised,
that,
like,
I'll probably take the same door, bro. To be honest with you, 80, I lived a good life.
My grandfather was a lot like that, man. He had black lung, you know, he was a coal miner in Kentucky, and he had the black lung, and you know, he had a lifelong payment from them. And even after he passed, my granny was getting paid from them. So they paid up until she just passed. But yeah, I mean, he was basically in there, you know, sleeping like, and they had home hospice at that point. And bro, he had the rattle going on when he was breathing, you know, that rattle that signifies you about to go. But that's basically what they did to him, man. They hit him with that liquid, they hit him with the sticker, and you know, that rattle, it just faded away, man.
So New York has laws, I believe. My friend's father was dying of cancer, bad, bro. Upstairs in this room in the house, you heard him screaming, and finally he wanted to die. He was telling the hospice people. So finally, he was getting towards the end, whatever it was. The hospice people told his kids, who was my friend's parents, they said, listen, we're not going to be here for the next few days. So here's his morphine for the next 3 days. If he so happens to take it all tonight, he'll probably just pass peacefully. And that was it. That's what the hospice did. And thank God they did that, because he wanted, but it was bad. It was like out of a movie, screaming in pain.
Man.
No, they call them the angels of death, right? Hospice, the angels of death.
Man, that is awful, bro. That is awful.
My biggest fear is to watch somebody die like that.
That I think was the universe, man. That, like, you know, with everything going on, you know, like I can for real say, for the first time in a very long time, that I'm just, you know, I'm sober. I'm sober, and
Good for you,
And
bro.
that
I
I
knew
think
you
was
were, but
That's awesome,
that
bro.
has been the like the hardest. That's the hard. You know what I mean? Because like right now, that's so. But I'm
Mm.
looking around and I'm like, I got too much to lose, man. And Bryce is home, and and when I hear, but he's down the street, and I see him every day, and it's a beautiful thing, and we're making music together, and um, you know, I'm really in a lot of pain all the time, and now and like,
you could be dead. You could not have any of this time.
but I'm embracing it, bro. Like I'm embracing this shit because I spent a long time being numb, dog, a long time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that God, universe, whatever you want to call it, put me to a screeching halt. Because if it didn't, I'm telling you, Lance was gone, man. I was up out of here. And
Mm.
I don't think my job's done here, and I think that we all have a purpose.
Mhm.
And regardless of how many years I got left, or you got left, anybody else, make the fucking best of it, dude. And it is what it is. When the shit hurts, good. Bring it.
You know
You know what I
you know
mean?
you're alive, bro. When you have that pain, you know you're alive. I mean, bro, that comfortability is a weakness, honestly, man.
You know,
Facts,
there's that saying, ripple in the water. You know, is it a attack against stagnation, or is it a disturbance against peace? You know, I say it's an attack against stagnation, man. Get that
Yeah,
water.
if you ain't moving, you're
So
losing. Exactly.
So there's a comment here I want to address real quick, and I'm gonna speak on it one time, and that's it. So there's somebody here talking about Mouse. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say about dude. I know he bashes me all the time. I've been real quiet.
Is he
And it
still
isn't
around?
because-
Fuck him.
So I'm not. I hope the best for the dude. Not really, but I hope the best for him because of his kid. Because I want to be a father. Fuck that dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. He's not my boy. I don't mess with him. He's a lame. He's a chomo. I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is, bro. He knows what he is. He bashes me because he knows I know what he is. You know
Because
what
you
I mean?
called him out for it, bro. Because you didn't back. Everybody loves saying Big Lance rocked with Mouse. No, as soon as Big Lance found out, he dropped him. And I know people that Lance knew that were away with Mouse. Mouse had fake paperwork. People bought his bullshit for a long time, bro. You weren't the only one. He's a fucking lame.
I told him, I said, look, bro, I came to like a man was like, yo, is this shit true, dog? Like, did you do this? Man, I put it on my kids, bro. I didn't do this. He put it on his kids.
Bro.
So you can talk shit about me all you want, bro, and I'm a piece of shit. I'm a this, I'm a that. But you know what? I didn't fuck no little kid, did I, buddy? You did. So whatever, dog. It is what it
and
is.
we and the little guy podcast has got demonetized instantly.
It's just
It's all
like
good.
that, dog.
Hey, Bill Cosby
That
said
shit
it.
And we're on and we're
That shit
off.
gets me hot.
Yeah.
I bet
That
it
shit
does,
gets me
bro.
hot, man. Like I can't deal with
Yeah,
it, that people, because I'm just
I
What's
get
up,
it, bro. I get it. But Bill Cosby said it, man. He said, man, fuck him. God will punish his ass. And that's facts, man.
It's sorted out. There's always
man,
just
I got way bigger fish to fry than worrying about that dude, man.
Yeah, and there's always going to be a judgment day, bro. Everyone is going to face a judgment day.
Oh,
I mean,
Dub is gonna be getting fucked by Mouse in hell for all of eternity. That's how I picture that.
You can be on Earth.
Bending Dub over.
You can be on Earth, throw the rock and hide your hand. You can go across, several states and get away from what you flee in this world. But bro, what you're building up in this world, that energy, it will follow you to judgment day.
I tell everybody that with Dub, I'm like, bro, he lives in a trailer all his life. Now he's gonna spend eternity in hell. By the way, it would actually be Dub bent over with Mouse behind him and Wes Watson behind him. That would be the perfect
Watson, bro. I say it like this, man. No matter where you go in life, there you are. I don't care how far away you move away, man. You're still there. It's just you. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with your state. There's nothing wrong with you. It's you, bro. And when you fix you, then your life gets better. It's very simple. Like Krup just said, man, that energy, that shit you're manifesting, when you speak that shit into existence, the more negative you talk, man, I feel like crap today. I don't care if you wake up and you feel like refried dog shit. Say you feel great. And be thankful and be gracious that you have another day, bro.
There are psychological studies and stats that say if you wake up when your alarm goes off and you wake up and you cheer like you're at your favorite sports team, favorite sports event or concert, or when you hear that alarm, you wake up and instantly, woo, you cheer. It's statistics are out there that you have a better day just out the gate by waking up.
So
like
when
that.
I wake up and cry into my pillow, you're saying that that's not good?
You need to go back to sleep and try again.
All back.
Yeah.
Let's talk later, bro. We'll figure it out. But no, seriously, you know, people ask me all the time, like, bro, why do you get up at fucking 2:30 in the morning when you ain't got to be to work until like 6:37? Because I get up and I make my coffee and I sit there, read my quotes, and I read, you know, motivational stuff, and I watch what I want to watch on TV, and I focus on things that I know that are going to get me ready for the day.
That's your piece.
I have a similar routine.
Quiet time. That's my quiet time. You know,
it works, bro. It works. Like I do about the same thing.
I love morning, bro. I'm sitting outside the morning time, bro. I love it.
Yep.
It's the best time. The birds.
I sit out.
Cars on the road. The sun's coming up. It is beautiful.
I sit out back and watch the lake glitter in the moonlight. You know what I mean? Because it's like 4 or 5 a.m. I just sit there, no phone sitting aside. I might be smoking a ciggy, just watching the water move.
I'm
man.
getting
It's
a little bit jealous about
you know?
your deck with that lake, by the way. Every time I see a video, I'm like, this motherfucker has a wraparound deck on a lake.
It's not wraparound. It's not wraparound.
Man. I miss cigarettes, dog.
You don't smoke
cigarettes.
You gotta stop everything, huh?
I'm sorry, bro.
I got this thing. Look at the little bitch. Look at this. What is this thing?
I got a pink one, bro. I don't give a fuck. Hey, breast cancer.
I got a blue one that I'm smoking on, a green one, and a purple one all at the same time. One
I got
is called. I got relax. I got relax, off hours, and sleep.
Yeah, you trying? We can tell what you trying to do over there, man. You trying to calm down over there.
I need it at night. My brain, I can't sleep. That's why I started smoking again, bro. My brain runs when I sleep. I'm the type of guy who's happy all day. Then I lay down.
Oh man,
my dad's gonna die soon. My ex-wife died. And that's what happens to me.
There's ways to let go of that.
Somebody real quick, man.
Bill tries hard to keep sexually
vulnerable. Man, she's from out Cali, man, and she is just she's like always on point. Pops in at every live, man. We love you, man.
Who, Heather?
Yeah.
Heather West Coast. Yeah, she's the best, bro.
Double hand salute.
Yeah, good people, man.
Now back to what we were talking about, because when you guys were saying you wake up like that and you're gonna be judged, bro. I will tell everybody this. If you don't believe this exists, you're crazy. Because I tested it. I spent half my life, 80% of my life as an asshole, and the worst things happened to me. Karma is the most real thing there is. I see these guys like Dub and Wes Watson and fucking Mouse. Bro, karma gets you. They're in the positions they're in because of karma. You get what you give. 100%. Sometimes you look at somebody and you're like, oh, it's not fair. Give it a moment. It's coming. Like karma is real, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, man, it's like I say, you know, every brain is a battlefield and every thought is a soldier, right? So it's not even things that you have to do or say. Like, man, your mentality inside of here, karma will affect and play off of that even. So, you know what I mean? Like when you're doing and saying all these crazy things, that's one thing. But you got to think, man, even those negative thoughts, those just like we were talking about and waking up in the morning and all that, like your brain is a battlefield. Every thought is a soldier, man. So, you know what I mean? I've done a lot of trying to retrain my subconscious. That way my subconscious works in a positive form for me instead of it being back there being judgmental or it being back there being pessimistic or you know what I mean?
Because you give, it all goes back to you get what you give, bro.
And we overlook our subconscious a lot, like we don't have control of it, but we really do. It just takes a lot of repetition. You know, they say repetition is the father of learning, and I say pain is the mother. You know what I mean? Like anytime you get pain, you're gonna learn a lesson. Physical, mental, emotional, but
when you have like one thing that I know of everyone on this panel, I suffer from severe traumatic PTSD. Why? Trauma. Like whole life trauma. We've all gone through it. And I believe that what you're saying, like with your subconscious, and it's just like anything else, like your hands get calluses, your feet, well, so does your heart. And if you allow your heart to continuously take the blows, and let it affect you to where it like physically makes you ill, or you walk outside and you're taking this shit with you and you're projecting on other people, man, then those types of people are gonna want to be around you. That
Yeah.
negative, demonic, all whatever types of things, man, and they will surround you and
Yeah.
cloak you in that shit. And
Yeah.
on the flip side of that coin, if you can say, you know what, this is bad, this is terrible, this is fucked up, but you know what? There's the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then, bro, and eventually that sun's gonna come back out. And
I
gosh, man, it makes you
100.
really, really, really think about.
Your PTSD, I get. I don't say PTSD I have. This is my fear. I guess maybe it's PTSD. From all the losses, I'm constantly looking for the next loss, if that makes sense. I'll be happy. I'll have a good time. But every morning I wake up, if my phone rings at night in the middle of the night, I fucking grab it. I think somebody's dead. I'm constantly waiting for that next big loss. I don't know how many more I can take.
I can relate with that, man. Like when stuff finally started going good in my life and our lives, like things were clicking. I felt that feeling, right? Like I felt that pessimistic, the little side of me, like, okay, well, everything's so great, everything's so good. When's the other shoe gonna drop? Like, and I was worried about it, bro. But let me tell you, the other shoe did drop. Bad things did happen, but I just handled them when they happened. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you did lose your gram, so that's rough. I get that, but there's a few. All right, I have 4. I'll tell you how many. I have 4 losses left in my life that are going to destroy me. Like that's the 4 I think about. I can deal with losses, but there's 4 coming in probably the next decade that I don't even know if I have enough room left to take them. To be honest.
Well, bro, I'm not even looking at like my grandma passing as one of them bad things. Like that's a guarantee. Like I know that's gonna happen. Like there's no getting around that. Like the things I'm talking about are like them pop-up life events, bro.
I'm not even counting.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. I mean, you know, the loss, we know that's gonna happen at some point. Just like you're gonna pay your taxes, right? At some point, it's gonna happen. But it's everything else that I was worried about.
Do you believe that? Do you believe in like soul contracts or anything like that? So I don't think that this is our first time here. I think that we're recycled. You know, I got my own belief system, and you know, everybody, a lot of people think I'm crazy and this, that, and third, but like certain things, like the world has shifted, man. If you look around at the world, time moves faster, the sun don't look the same, clouds look weird, shit looks weird, man. And
the Mandela effect.
I was just thinking that, Krup.
All of these things,
effect. We already been there. It's already happened.
I think that we're starting to wake up a little bit, and I do believe that a lot of this pain and this loss that we feel and this trauma that we go through is something that a soul is a powerful thing, bro. Yeah. And the energy doesn't die. So if you have anything that's energetic, energy doesn't die, it just goes to another place. Did y'all see that there was an experiment they did in Russia not too long ago? And what they did was they put some type of AI or whatever it was connected to this dude's brain, to his subconscious, and while he was alive. Then he dies. And that was the whole experiment. They're like, where does this go when you die? They literally tracked this, whatever they had a hold of.
It turns into a flash of light too. When you die, it actually ignites that. I've seen that part of it. There's a flash of light. They have no idea where it comes from or why it happens. Literally energy changing form.
This energy took off and they couldn't catch it. It took off so fast. But they caught up to it. And when they caught up to it, they said it was in the furthest galaxy that they had ever seen through like James Webb or whatever they've ever seen. Now, this is interesting to me because, you know, obviously what we've been told since we were young is a lie.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't
we've
see
been programmed.
Facts, bro. Every school is a prison. Everything is designed to train you to either conform or to obtain. So if you don't
That
follow the rules, they will make your life so hard, so miserable. All the things that fall into
that's
that. I'm a loser. This is what's going to be. I'll be in prison for the rest of my life.
that
So
makes me think of
if
something I say. My bad. Something I say all the time, bro, is
go ahead.
there's only one true religion in this whole world, and that religion is called control.
It's the truth. That's what it is. That's exactly what every religion.
But that's what religion
designed
is.
to do.
It's
That's
yeah.
it.
That's all. That's the
But do
one
you
true
really
religion.
feel? You look around at things that they've told you is the real thing, like we're. I don't know. I'm kind of a flat earther, man. I don't believe that we're flying around like in. I just don't
Blue
feel
collar
like
vet
that's what's
comes on
happening.
here. You guys can talk for 4 hours.
I got my own theory on the
Yeah,
shape of all that, but
but
I
I
go
mean,
with
I'm not trying to get on that tip. I'm just saying that it's so hard nowadays to try to ground yourself onto
mhm.
what is real. And if you try to, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to. So what I try to do is, what do I feel is real within me? And every single religion tells you you are God. God is you. I think what we are is God experiencing life. I
Mm.
think we are him experience, him, her, it, whatever it is, and this is him experiencing life. It's a dream, or it's a
I
concocted
believe this might
fantasy, or
be a
it's
dream. I believe that whole theory. It sounds crazy unless you know the theory that we're basically a bug on a turtle's back, and inside of a bug on a turtle's back, inside of a bug on a turtle's back,
like
inside, and it just keeps going
like
and going
Lost,
and going. Like we're
the
literally
show
nothing,
Lost.
bro. To bring up what you just said about control, you know that famous story they tell us about the rat experiment when they gave a rat opiates and water, and it chose to opiates over the
Mm.
water and it died.
Yeah,
You know that famous experiment?
Yep.
Why don't they tell us about the second half of it? So some guy came forward. I learned that in school, bro. Some guy came forward and said, "You're fucking up the experiment. You're putting these rats in a fucking tank, and you're giving them a choice. They're not supposed to be in a tank. They're supposed to be in nature." So he made them this beautiful fucking room with trails and rocks and trees to climb on. Then he gave them heroin and water. Every one of them chose water. They don't want to tell you that part of. You can look it up, bro. When I watch the whole documentary, I'm like, wait. They always told me they're always going to pick heroin. They pick heroin because they're stuck in a situation where they're not supposed to be at. So of course, as soon as they had nature and everything was right, they don't want the dope no more. And bro, break that down to
vibrations, man.
hoods.
It's about so everything is vibration. I'll tell you a cool experiment. Get you 2 glasses of water, right? And 1 glass of water, talk shit to it. Look here, you're a bitch, you're lame, all the things, right? And then put it in the freezer, right? Take another glass of water and talk nice to it. I love you, you're beautiful. And watch, they freeze different, bro.
Plants do that. Plants grow at a different rate.
There's studies with plants doing the same thing, bro.
Plants literally grow at different rates. They put a plant in a box, 2 plants in identical everything, and they whispered into it. One of them, they basically told the plant, "You're a piece of shit. You're this, you're that." The other one, all good music. And bro, it's not like a little bit different. The one fucking exploded in growth.
Yeah.
The other one was like half dead. Crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it's very true, man. Like, and
I'll be back, guys.
Did you know that you can take a plant, and this is something I saw the other day, something I want to try out, and take a plant and you put some form of like swab your DNA or whatever or something, and when you plant that seed or that plant, you put it with it, and supposedly that plant will grow, and whatever's wrong with you, like whatever it detected, it will grow the thing that will heal you. Like I heard they do that shit on like
so it's like
probably China
it's like
or somewhere.
Using the snake's venom as the antidote type of thing. That's crazy, bro. I wonder if there's any substance to that, really.
I'm telling you, man, because everything is connected back to the earth. Like we are supposed to be. You ever notice like we always worry about who's the aliens? We're the damn aliens, bro.
Well, bro,
when you were the aliens.
When you were talking about when you got to where your thoughts of we are God experiencing earth, you were talking about what the Bible says our body is this, and you know what I mean? Like we've always been told our body is a temple, but temples can be destroyed, temples can fall. Like I think more so our body is like a forest. You know what I
It's
mean?
alive.
Like,
The temple's not live.
right,
Like, yeah,
right.
you're very correct in that, man. Like,
I see what you're
I
saying.
agree because we are alive. You know, you can't
And
compare
thriving.
something that's
Yeah.
so alive and like our minds. We are so fucking powerful, bro. We don't even
Yeah.
we've been dumbed down from it. Think about it like this,
Programmed.
and
Yeah.
I forget who said it, man, but they said think about a kid jumping on a table. You know, there's little kids jumping on a table. Everybody tells him stop jumping on that table. Well, he didn't even know it was a damn table. He's a kid. To him, he was Superman. He was jumping off with his cape.
It's a
And the
trampoline.
only reason he knows now
Yeah.
it's a table is because we told him it was.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and
It's
these
like
little kids
colors. Yeah.
are
He still don't
yeah,
process
they-
what it is. He still don't understand what you're saying to him. He just knows a table now.
There's a word for it.
that's
Yeah.
it. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's dumbed down, bro. That's why as you get older, you just go to work,
Mhm.
come home, pay your bills. Fuck that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
You
what
should
they
be
want you to do.
you should be in competition with yourself every day. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry
Yes.
about everybody else, what they're doing. You should be competing today with what you did yesterday and doing more, doing
Always.
better every
I
day.
say
you know what I
that
mean?
bro, that's one of the rules I live by is I don't need to win. I just need to do a little better than I did yesterday. And then tomorrow do a little better than that. If
And don't overshadow what you're doing by looking at somebody who happens to be on a bigger level or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Don't worry about others.
Yeah.
Like, that's Joey and I was yesterday. We were on a panel together, man, and that's something that we brought up. It was, you know, if everybody took as much time that they do putting it into trying to bring down and break down others, and they took that time and put it into themselves, man, we would have some significant people, you know. But we got these people that are trying to bring everybody down, and the only people that can bring someone down is the people who are already below you. So all of you out there that are trying to bring folks down, you're just trying to bring them to your level.
100%.
Well, that's the thing about demons, bro, or whatever the word would be. They can't do anything. Like when you vibrate so high, bro, that makes them angry. You ever been around somebody and you're just great mood and you just get around people and they just look miserable because you're there? They're like they're just terribly mad at you because you're so vibrant right now. The reason they can't hurt you, so what they do is they kick together, right? And that's the only way they can really do anything to you because you're on this side of the spectrum. And when you're vibrating here where they want you, when you're way down here, there's no way you can stop that shine unless you group up and mob on somebody. That's why these people, like I said earlier, they cloak you, bro, and just cloak you with negativity and just bring you down back. Come on back down here. You know this where you want to be.
I get a lot of hate for pushing positivity, man. I get a lot of hate from it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't speak on it. Yet again, I am not going to dignify it with a response usually, but it falls into this topic. But I get a lot of hate for it, man. And I know that, you know what I mean? Like, if them guys would have caught me 8 years ago, 5 years ago, they would have loved what I would have got on here and did. You know what I mean? Because I would have been one of the crash out kings of
That's
YouTube.
all they want on YouTube is crash outs, bro. That's all they want.
Yeah.
So they feel like you and you have a bad day like they do every day.
If you're coming on here and you're pushing positivity, if you're pushing something good and something that, you know, it's counterproductive to what they're trying to do.
Well, I tell Krup this all the time. As far as positive shit on YouTube, it's a slow grow, but you will grow bigger. You can come on as a troll like I did, fucking just talking shit about everybody, and you grow fast, and then you stop. If you do positive stuff and you stay on that, you will grow bigger than most people. No, at the end of the day, there's a handful of trolls who want to see the bullshit, and the rest love the positive shit.
Well, bro, I don't like, you know, I don't mind.
People want to feel better, man.
Like, I'm all about coming out, getting money off YouTube, off of things I like to do, right? Like, I'm all about that. But at the end of the day, man, I don't want to you know, take my last breath and then my children and my social media legacy be riddled with accusations and tearing other people down and just, you know what I mean, just being a piece of POS. I don't like, and you can't go through mine and do that. Like, whenever I pass, bro, my online legacy I plan to keep it as it is, right? Like even if I get bigger or I just disappear, man, I don't want in the future for my children to come across and like want to see me or hear me at some point play some video and I'm on here calling this person that or
Bro,
putting that person
Krup.
down. Like
You
I'm
just
hoping
nailed it on the head, bro. I don't even have kids, and that's what stopped me. By the way, sorry.
I'm hoping that at some point, maybe maybe God will direct them to the certain live or the certain video where at the divine timing at that time in their life, I said something that they needed to hear, and maybe that they come across it at that point. You know what I mean? And like that's all I can hope for out of this. Yeah, I'm down to make the money, man.
It's a good thought. I don't have kids, but you just nailed it. And I never even said that to you on why I stopped doing what I was doing. I enjoy trolling, but I started saying if I died tomorrow and a year later somebody, this is what the fuck I want to be remembered as on. Like this isn't who I even am in real life. I'm just trolling on YouTube. I don't even have kids that I think that way. And another reason why I stopped going after Jay, and I said what I said to him in that live. I'm like, yo, bro, your kid will never live long enough to see my YouTube bullshit. That's not how he's gonna find you. I'm taking it all down. His kid got older, and I took it all down. It's you don't want to do that to somebody, bro, and I don't want to do it to myself either.
Well, but it's going to be done, man. Whether it's you that does it or it's Ocho Cinco, it doesn't. Somebody's gonna, I mean, they like people take clips, they chop them up, they make it look this way, that way. That's YouTube, you know what I mean? It's skits and bits and funs and giggles and whatever. It might be way more fun for them than it is for me or whoever it is being done. But bro, like at the end of the day, like once again, Joey, a creator is only as powerful as their reach. So if a nobody is putting these little clips out there, then guess who's seeing them? The same person that's putting them out there, a nobody.
Absolutely, brother. I agree. And you see that. You see it. You know what I mean? It's
you give them the energy, dog. That's what they feed off of, man. And I was guilty of when I first started this, man. I stayed in my feelings, bro. You know, I was
to
headed
watch
to people's
you,
house,
bro.
ready to, you know what I'm saying?
I used to want to
man.
pick up the phone and call. I didn't know any of these YouTube people back then when I was watching you, bro. But I used to want to call you and be like, bro, let it breathe, man. Like these motherfuckers, you letting them win, homie. Like,
bro, he changed though, because the way me and Big Lance became friends is I was making the videos about him. We get on the phone. I'm like, we argued for like 10 seconds. He's like, me and my girl watch your videos and laugh our ass off. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, at the end of it all, I'm like, Lance, you want me to take down the videos on you, bro? He's like, nah, they're funny. Leave them up.
That's YouTube, right? It's YouTube, man.
So what am I going to say? I'm like, this guy's cool, bro. Meanwhile, there was other people who were losing their mind and I had a negative video about them out there.
Hey, look, bro, if you plan on... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy. You're good.
I was just saying, man, if you plan on putting yourself out there, being a public figure type YouTube person, you might as well go ahead and expect, everything that comes along with it. There's a lot of, yeah, hey, I like you. Yeah, I'm about what you're doing. But there's a lot of the other side of that book too, man. And you can't have one without the other. So the moment you're able to accept both of them is the moment that it no longer matters.
Bro, you have to accept the negativity to change. I know people don't agree with this, and I know Fetty I don't like the guy. I'll say that. But even a guy like Slimer, he put a video out about me once. I looked at it, I'm like, this fucking piece of shit. Then I watched the video 30 times, and I was like, he got me on this one. I'm like, he's 100% right. I see the way I seen myself, and he's not always like that. It's not every time, but I was like, I got to change that, bro, because that was a bad look on my part. You got to be able to see that and learn from it sometimes that you're not doing the right thing. I try to take a little piece from everybody. I always say that. And sometimes I fuck up, bro.
No perfect people allowed, man. No perfect people allowed.
If you can't self-reflect, man, and take an honest look at yourself and say, all right, you know what, man, I need to correct that about myself. Or you know what, I need to work on that. Or, as a man, if you don't wake up in the morning and do your thing and get ready for work and reflect on what you did the day before and say, hey man, maybe I could have done that better. I'll work on that today. Then you're not doing man shit.
Well,
You
here
really
was
aren't.
the problem.
You're not working towards being better.
With the Slimer
Rocky.
video, real quick, what happened with the Slimer video is I watched it and I was like, I am way too good looking. This is fucked up to do to everybody else on YouTube. I was like, I need to stop this. So I tried to like ruffle my hair a little bit. So the next time I came on, I didn't look as good and I didn't like downplay all you guys. But that's what happened.
Hey, well, like, man, Rocky Strong's in the chat right now, and he can tell you, bro, that's my brother right there, right? And he could tell you, man, like, bro, I failed. I failed on Wednesday, man. I let, and this is a rarity for me, bro. Not failing. I mean, I fail a lot, like every day, but failing in this regard is a rarity because I failed and I let my emotions get ahead and over something petty, right? Something small. But the thing is I was tired. I've been working in a no air conditioning house all day, and it was like 98 degrees outside, plus, you know, me being inside in the humidity, all that. And I have been up late talking with Whack 100 on over there with Plug. And then the next night I was up late on the Country Shake podcast. And so I didn't have enough sleep. I was hot, tired. And man, I let my emotions get the best of me, bro. And you know what I mean? It didn't hurt anything really, but it hurt my mentality, man. And I was like, you know, I couldn't quit thinking about it, bro. I ended up hitting up Rock yesterday. And I was like, hey, bro, I failed, man. And I just told him the story, you know what I mean? And like, I ain't got to tell nobody none of that, you know, but I'm telling him, I'm like, man, and then, you know, I'm on top of myself, like, I'm being hypocritical on what I say. And so that makes me feel even more type of way. And then, but you know what I mean? Rock handled it with me. He was like, look, bro, all you got to do is, you know what I mean? You just apologize and make that shit right, bro. Like, and I said, I know it. Like, I've already had started doing that, but man, I felt so shitty.
I get it.
For failing, but I didn't want to be failing in my own brain. Like, I wanted to be held accountable for it. So I hit up Rock and told him what I did. You know what I mean? Like,
did he hold you accountable?
I mean, yeah, he held me accountable. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
right. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. But I didn't have to. You know what I mean? I could have just compartmentalized and stuffed that down just like everything else, man, in the past. But it's different these days, man. It's different. The mentality is different. Like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to. And if I do fail, I want it to be acknowledged. That way I can go twice as hard to not do that again.
Do you think that's because of past failures? Because I'm the same way too, and I spent half my life fucking up. So now that I kind of got on a better path, I am my worst own critic, bro. I went from fucking up all the time and saying, fucking, I don't give a fuck, do this, drug, whatever it might be, to now everything I do, I'm like, fuck, I fucked up on that. I didn't like how I did that. I'm my own worst critic. It's a good thing, I think. If you don't have that in you, you'll be a fucking jerk off.
I don't know if it's because of past failures. I don't know, man. I think it's more so of the expectation of myself, right? And like, I let myself down, not to mention anybody who was around me. You know what I mean? I think that's what really got to
critic,
me,
bro. You're letting yourself down. That's the only person that really counts.
And it's something that it was meaningless.
But you gotta remember though too, just like we said earlier, and just to put it out there, man. Like, there have to be a time where you say, okay, I processed it, I know what I did, and let's move on, because it ain't really a loss, it's a lesson, man. And everything that you even if you're doing it to yourself, because who is our own worst enemy? Us, bro. Us. So we're gonna fail. Like you said, I fail every day, bro. At some point, I hit rock bottom, man, 3 or 4 times a day. And you know, thank God that there is finally somewhere soft for me to land every night, because if I didn't have her, I would be dead right now. And we have to, like, you look at those people, like you said, the people around you. Well, those are the people that are there to absorb that shit, because they know you love them. No matter what you might do, no matter what you might say, no matter how you might like crash out, whatever, man, they like, man, I'm gonna be there for this person because, man, that motherfucker's genuine. As long as you're genuine, and you keep it a band every time, bro. You're like, no matter what it is, you keep it a fucking stack. They're gonna be like, you know what? I can respect that. It might not be what you want to hear.
Yeah.
It might not be,
Yeah.
they might say something that, God damn it, I don't want to hear that, but it is the truth. And that's why you love them. And that's why they love you enough to tell you about yourself. You know what I mean?
That's
And
part of the reason I think I do well with the music reactions over there on Country Shake, because I you know, like, bro, I don't want to tell somebody their music suck, right? Like, who wants to
yeah,
say that? Like, some people want to, I guess, but like I'm not going to tell you that shit's horrible. I'm going to say, hey, look, maybe you should you know, try this, or maybe you should look more towards that, or this just ain't what you should be doing right here. Like, I try to be civil about it, but at the same time, bro, everyone needs the truth, no matter if it
yeah.
hurts or if it doesn't. Everyone needs the truth, man. The more you lie to somebody, or you don't even call it a lie, the more you just, you know, baby hands it and let it pass on because you don't want to hurt the feelings of somebody. Well, bro, you're setting them up to get crushed by a bully somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, those baby hands you're passing along with, somebody's going to end up at not having them baby hands no more, and then it's going to fully crush that person. Like, the sooner you can tell somebody the truth and the sooner they can acknowledge it, bro, the better it is in life for them. You're not doing your friends a favor. You're not being a friend by
Being fake,
lying
man.
to your friend.
He's being fake. And
Yeah.
and you're right. Like, I've had, like, you know, doing music, it has got to be the first thing. Like, I tell people all the time when they first get started, man, I've been in this trying to make it music business for a very long time. And I've got songs out there that are terrible. You know what I mean? Like, but I thought they sounded good. And
Yeah.
somebody was like, "Oh yeah, it's okay." So, but I wish, looking back, you know, I tell people all the time, you got to get a real thick skin, man, if you're trying to be a musician, because you're gonna be trash sometimes. And it's
Oh
when you're
yeah.
being trash and you're putting out something that makes you work harder to be better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And be okay. You're right, because deep down, you know it's trash. You know what I mean? You just was trying
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
else like, you
Yeah.
know,
You trying to
maybe it ain't
see if they bob their head one time, bro, it might be something to it, man. It might be something to it.
yeah.
No, I get it, bro. I used to make music. I know that feeling, man. And I still
Oh
write to
man.
this day some. So
I
like,
still write. I'm a good
I'll,
writer, a horrible musician, bro. I'm a good
I'll go
writer.
back and read stuff I wrote, thinking, man, when I wrote it, thinking that's hard, bro. Them bars right there. Then I'll read it and be like, man, there's 3 bars in there that are worth anything. You know what I mean? I just wrote 24 bars and 3 of them are keep. Like, what's really
But you
going
know
on,
what's great
man?
though is that how much, like, when I'm writing, I have notebooks, man, full of shit. My phone is full.
I
I
do
mean, I have
too.
lyrics everywhere, and
Yeah.
those are just expressions of the moment, you know. And
Yeah.
it might not be the greatest song in the world, but it was the greatest thing for me to do at the time, because if I didn't do that, then it was just gonna
Therapeutic.
sit in the basement, and it was
Yeah.
very
It's
therapeutic, man.
therapeutic, man.
And as men, we are trained to push it down. I push a
Mm-hmm.
lot down, dude, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's a constant thing. No matter what happens, it's gonna be something else very soon. I always know this, and
Yeah.
it comes in big waves, bro. And on top of it all, when you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, a life-threatening illness, on top of it, you gotta deal with your fucking self.
Mm.
And you have to look at yourself and be like, God, I got so many things going on. I'm still having to fight you too.
But
Yeah.
You know,
here's my problem with you just said, Lance. You say you hold it in. All guys do. Most guys are fighting battles you know nothing about. That's why I try to be nice to decent people. But my problem is, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree, I haven't figured out a way to hold it in forever. So I'll let it bubble up, and then I'll lose my fucking mind. I figured out ways to let it out a little by little now, but that was my problem, bro. I would go, I'd get beat, even like as a teenager. My dad would kick my fucking ass. I'd go out and it would just bubble up and bubble. Next thing you know, I'm in handcuffs over something else. I finally learned that you can't hold it in because it's going. Some people can hold it in forever. Not me. It comes out eventually.
Hey, Lance is over there talking to God like, Lord, I know you'll never give a man more than he can handle, but damn it, you must think a brother's Rambo.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Hey,
Oh, almost just lost
I
my
think
seat on
that
that one.
I came to the determination, man, that this is how I feel about things, man. Like, there are people in this world, like, I do not remember a time, bro, when there was not some fucked up shit going on, man. Like, it just is what it is in my life, man. And it's not always self-induced. Sometimes it is. But people around me will tell you, like, they'll tell you, like, when I first met Lance, man, I didn't believe it. Like, he'll say that, like, I tell him, like, listen, this is what's gonna, like, this is how it is. And they become a believer. But I tell you like this, man, there are people in this world who are built to endure. I mean, look at Joey right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and I feel like I always think to myself, like, sometimes the common denominator that we have, that we share, is that. You know, that's why we bond with people that go through the same shit, because not everybody will understand it.
Trauma
You know,
bond
you can
type
go talk
shit.
to a therapist and try to explain. If I go sit with a therapist right now, I'm not gonna want to talk very long, because they're not gonna understand.
I don't like
Because he
that
hasn't been
trauma
through nothing.
bond saying, by the way.
Right.
It is what it's called, but I hate when people say it, because it sounds like they're just bonding over trauma. No, I'm bonding because we're like-minded. He's been through. I hate when people call it trauma. It's called trauma bonding, but I know where you're at. I've been there.
What?
Maybe now you know who I am a little bit more and why I act the way I do, because I've been there. Like,
I hate
just
the fact
just
that
change the
everybody
term.
got- I hate the fact that everybody comes up with all these terms for everything, and you know what I mean. Everything's got to have some crazy ass fucking term.
with an explanation, a term with a detailed explanation.
Like, dude, why can't Mo just live life and that's what it is, man? It was just the
Life,
bond,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Just we,
You know, we live in a world of labels, bro.
yeah, it's
that's
crazy.
But we have to understand. I think some men, and I hope anybody that hears this will get something from this, because a lot of times we start to feel like we don't deserve that good feeling, that good happiness, or that smile, or that home that we never had, or what it is. We feel like, okay, well, all this stuff is compiled. Maybe it's just not in the cards for me. But when you get past that dumb shit and you're like, you know what? Yes, I do deserve it, and I'm gonna go get it. And you don't push people away that are good people, because you're so terrified they're gonna hurt you, or you're terrified you're gonna hurt them. You know, and at the end of the day, man, when you look at the past, some people, there has to be a yin and yang. There has to be a balance, dude. There are people that walk through life that have zero trauma, that they just have a great life their whole time. Why do you think that is? Because it's people that take it all so they can have that. Because the earth, the world, the life, universe is balanced, bro. And some people just get the shitty end.
So how we're friends too, like we're friends. Besides trauma bonding, I'll say it's because of morals. So let's say basically our morals line up. Now, what you were just saying about how you were raised, I look at it like a lot of people would say, Big Lance was in trouble. Big Lance did this, Big Lance did that. I'm like, well, we're almost the same person. He just came up in a different situation. He had no father. He lived here. He did that. It's everything around you affects what you become. We could all be the same exact person, but each one of us had different paths in lives, different lessons.
Well, yeah, that's the whole study of nature versus nurture, right?
Yeah.
You know about that,
Facts,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's facts. It's true.
Yeah, that's the whole study,
But
man.
it makes you, it molds you,
it's
bro.
real.
You appreciate things.
Yeah.
You appreciate real friendships and brotherhood and things like that. Prison taught me a couple things, bro. I spent most of my life in there. And I'm going to tell you that it taught me brotherhood. It taught me loyalty. I hate when people tattoo loyalty big across their chest and will stab you right in your fucking back.
It's always the ones who have loyalty tattooed on them. It's always the ones that have loyalty tattooed on them. If you have loyalty, and I'm sorry if one of you guys have this, or only God can judge me, that's usually signs to me that something might be wrong.
I got an appointment for a blackout, man. I'll be back. I'm just playing. I ain't got no choice.
Listen, obviously, there's different situations where obviously it's cool, but think about it. How many people you know that have loyalty tattooed on honor, and they're the most dishonorable people you ever met in your life. You're like, what the fuck, bro?
I don't have them, but I thought it would be funny. But I actually had thought about it at one point in life when I was younger, running wild, you know. Shoot, bro, I'm glad I didn't get all the tattoos that I wanted to when I was young, because man, those would not mean what they meant when they went on, you know. Like,
I think one thing too is like I wanna like I really want to like stress this too, man, because I made it short not too long ago, and maybe people saw it, but I said a long time told me more shit, and I believed them, and I literally wore that like a cloak, like a jacket, whole life. I ain't worth shit anyway, so I'm just gonna be this, right? And then one day I woke up and was like, that's what happened. But this 20 years later. So
Yeah.
no matter what, bro, I don't care who says what about anybody, you know, when you're young or whatever, don't believe it.
Right. No, I
And
hear
that's
that,
going
man.
back things we say, man, can affect people, man, like for the rest of their lives. You have to be careful with words, man, because they're really powerful. You know, we can fight. I've been in 100 fights, dude, and they don't mean shit. But it's the times that I was down, dog, and like I needed a friend, bro, and didn't have one, and all I had
Mhm.
was the enemy, you know, and that's who I leaned on. I leaned on that
Right.
negativity and that guilt and that all that shit because that's what I was comfortable with. Change is
A
hard. It's
worthy
uncomfortable. That's why
adversary
people
type.
don't do it. Yeah, bro. And this is one of those things where like, no matter what, dude, like when I heard about, and I don't mean to bring it up, Joey, man. I just wanted to bring it. When I heard about what happened, man, like I was so scared, bro, to talk to you because I was like, I didn't want to say the wrong shit because I can't imagine. But
Yeah.
you're the strongest dude I know, man, and I love you, bro. And no matter what, you know, you know, I took a lot from that, from your strength, from your resilience, in that you could still wear that smile.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's a
Honestly,
100.
I thought a lot about you, man, when I was laying in that hospital not too long ago, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I live through this because there was a moment where they didn't know if I was gonna make it. I lost a lot of blood, man, like 3 liters. And they were like, we might not make it. But Joey, man, like we don't realize how our strengths and the things that we go through. And that's why I put everything, like when I was putting everything on YouTube, people was like, you need to stop that, take them fucking videos down.
I
But
remember.
no, because it might have saved one person. And
Hey,
you know,
bro.
if it did,
Yeah,
cool.
I was going through some things in my life during the same time frame, not the same exact things you were, but I remember watching you, bro, and it really did help. Like, and this is before I ever started YouTube, anything, you know. But I remember, like, I don't know, it was like, you know, I could connect on that level, like, and you were showing it raw, rugged, and
Bro,
real, right?
he said it to me, and when he said if I can help one person, I don't give a even bro. William said to Meth, I used to make land. Stop showing up high. Stop talking about drugs. He's like, I don't give a fuck. If it helps one person, I'm like, this guy will show his addiction, and you wore your addiction more than anybody on your sleeve on YouTube, bro. You got made fun of for it, but you know how many people you probably helped because of it.
That's that.
That's the thing.
That's that
Like
Tupac.
when you get that message from that person or this person's mother, and they're like, listen, my son doesn't know I'm doing this, but like he watched your whole transformation. He's watched you, and like you saved his fucking life. And forget all the other things. That's
Bro.
really what it was. That's really what it was about, dude. And like, I did get clowned a lot, but I don't care. I mean, I do
That's
because of my family. But other than that, fuck it. It is what it is. You know, I made a point to like, because that's part of it, dog. That's
that's
part of it. Like,
that's where my little
you know,
mantra got started, bro. Was the first time I received a comment message like what you talking about. And then that's when my little mantra, the hashtag I ain't shit. That's when that was born, bro. Because I remember reading that and them telling me this and that and how I helped them in this regard. And like I didn't know that I was doing that. I was just doing what I do. And then I get this message and like I didn't know how to take it, bro. Like I started feeling like for the first time ever, like I used to diss on the actors and stuff, talking about they have the imposter syndrome, right? Like I started feeling like imposter syndrome, and then I started feeling like, well, who the fuck am I? Like, who the fuck am I to help? You know, or you gain that from me? So I just started doing the hashtag I ain't shit. But it's like what you were saying earlier, Big Lance. It's just like that. It's like Tupac said, I might not change the world, but I guarantee I sparked the mind that does, you know?
facts.
You know,
I know one thing about it, and we did this. We were doing this a while, bro. Like I know me and Joey, like, and I know for a fact, like, if we're not gonna be here forever, but there'll be a little mark, a little teeny speck of something we did, man. And you know, because I spent a lot of my tearing, taking, and I could really pride in something, you know.
Is
And that's something that like
Well,
I can take with
Lance,
me, man, to the next round, dude. You know?
you already, I told you this in the beginning, bro. You helped more than you think, because when I made videos about you, dude, as many people as laughed were people who hopped in there and was like, yeah, he wears it on the sleeve. This guy helped me. I watch your channel all the time. This guy's help. You had a ton of, and those are the only people that matters. The trolls are the trolls. I was actually surprised. I was like, wow. I looked at it a different way. I'm like, it's so true. I'm like, there's a lot of people who have addictions on this, but he fucking shows it. I'm like, it gets made fun of, but he helps some people. That's all that really matters. That's it. I want to say
Like
something
just people
back
now,
up.
like in the comments,
I'll be honest,
the
man.
comments they say, go ahead.
When I first found Big Lance, you know, everybody knows, like, I found this whole little genre, everything, because I was tuned in supporting Jay Williams, right? And then I found Big Lance, and when I found Big Lance, it was around a time frame that you were still in denial, but you were on camera. You know, I mean, you were sneaking and geeking, and then going on camera and denying it, right? And when I saw you like that, bro, I was like, man, I can't rock with dude. I ain't feeling dude. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude's cool. He's got good stories and shit, but I know he's tweaking. Like, I know it. But the moment that you came out, like everybody else telling you it was such a bad idea, right? The moment you came out and was for real about it, that's the moment I locked in with you, bro.
Well, look
Like,
at
that
this,
right
though.
there is the moment that I was like, hey, bro's being honest, bro's for real. Like, he ain't up here sneaking, he's sneaking and geeking. Like, he's telling it what it is. And
Take
I
that
respect that.
There's a note about that. Sorry to jump in, and I don't want to get into this one, but I have to say it. This is a Jay Williams thing, though, bro. Jay Williams was the one who used to shit on Lance and talk about how he's a drug addict. And meanwhile, the guy was doing it the whole fucking time behind everybody's nose. And people was, fuck Lance. He's the guy. He lies about his addiction. No. He might beat around the bush here and there, but the guy you're watching, I say this very loosely because Jay came clean with everything. I wish the guy the best. I have no problem with him, but that is the truth of what happened. We can't forget the truth.
Well,
And I'll tell you like this though. That's when though I had to be. That's how I had to make myself accountable, bro. Like it was the only way that I was gonna change, bro. And it did take some time. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah.
now it's like, going through everything I went through, I'm glad that I did start that process, because if I would have had to go through all the surgeries I just went through and everything, my body wasn't healthy enough, and now it is, and I can. This is gonna be. It's gonna be like I'm in a transformation period. Like I'm learning myself again, and I'm becoming. I believe, man, I'm getting ready to become that best version that I always dreamed of being, bro. And it's because of those moments where I had to look at myself in that camera, and I could not, I can't, and I won't. I'm not gonna be this fake motherfucker no more, man. I'm not gonna do it, and like. And there are going to be people that can be, oh man, clown, and it did. Like my family hurt them, and there's a lot of shit, dog, that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? That was, I was wild, bro. I was wild as shit.
But that's
And
I felt like we took a
beautiful
journey
now to
with
see,
you.
like
Oh
I'm
yes,
a
I was
dad,
just
dude.
Krup saying that's. I was just gonna say what Krup said. We've been on a journey with Big Lance, bro. Recently, not that recently, but after you had stopped the first time, and then you started going back a little. That's why I stopped talking to you for a little bit, bro. I talked to you the one day. I knew you were high. I'm like, fucking guy. I was probably because you're a friend. I'm like, this fucking guy is fucking sick. I was so mad about it, but I can see now you're actually sober at this point.
I'm gonna take it a step further. I've known Lance and been fucking with Lance and watching him longer than both of you guys.
Oh yeah,
and I've really watched him go through an amazing journey in life and go through his hardships and go from coming out of prison and really grinding and making it to falling short to going harder and then coming clean and just everything he's gone through. I've watched it all from the very beginning, from when he first started his channel. And man, it's
wild.
Bro, I just like what he was just talking about when he sent me the pictures the other day. I couldn't even respond, bro, because I was so mentally fucked myself. And believe me,
man,
it's been hard to smile, Lance, but I've been trying to force myself to, since Mother's Day when I found out until the funeral. I didn't do pretty much anything. I worked a few days here, a few days there. And I just couldn't get my mind right. And then when I went to the funeral and I came back, I started realizing I got to get back to work, right? But still mentally, I wasn't even ready, man. Like I would just break down sobbing out of nowhere.
To take that step or it will never happen, bro.
Right. And then it just started to hit me like, you know what, man, I got to get to moving, or I'm going to fucking either, do something I'm gonna regret and leave my family in a bad situation, or I'm gonna get out of this house and fucking do something. And that's what I did, bro. And as hard as it was, and people told me in the background, like, hey man, like I wouldn't put all that out there, And I and the reason why I did was because you just never know, bro. There's people in our community that have lost children. Yeah. So I knew that I had to put that out there, bro, because you never know what somebody, like Krup said, you never know what somebody's going through. And I've gotten those messages where people have, hey, thank you, brother. I mean, there's people in the community, I'm not going to name names, but that have reached out and thanked me. And they're still in the community today, and I didn't even know how to take it when they would do that. Right. I don't know how to take that. And I'm going to say this much, man, none of us are perfect. None of us are Jesus Christ. None of us are perfect. We all fall short. But as long as you're standing on what you truly believe in your heart and you're doing what you feel is right,
well, good morals.
Even if you're wrong, but if you believe in your heart and you're doing what you feel is righteous, even if you have to come and eat crow later and apologize as a man, but you were doing what you felt was right in your heart, that's what matters, man.
And being able to apologize when you're wrong. Most people can't.
Absolutely. And I've done it. And you got to be man enough to apologize and accept an apology. When
done it multiple times.
But
now, I do. Sorry, John, I do want to back up for a second because I keep it leaving my head. I do headstones for a living, so I deal with people who died all the time. I feel like that's why I was able to call Joe. Like I just deal with it, okay. And bro, the biggest lesson I learned, I'm miserable I deal with families daily, just lost their children, all kinds of shit. So this guy comes in, this old man in his 70s, laughing. His wife just died. And the happiest guy I've ever seen for his wife. I'm like, he must hate her. He killed her. So we're talking to him, and he was talking about her like she was the best thing ever. They were married for 60 years. I'm like, sir, I said this to Joey. I'm like, I've seen a lot of stuff. What is your secret? I'm like, how are you? I get everybody says smile in the memories. How are you doing it? He goes, I'm not going to waste a moment of time that was taken from her. That's the only way you honor the dead. Bro, it changed my whole life. The guy left. I was sitting at the table crying because at the time I didn't leave my house for a year after my mom died. It was just this whole shit. And I was just miserable. I'm like, I'm just wasting every moment that was taken from her. I'm like, it's one thing I tell everybody, bro. I get it. You're going to go through a lot of shit, but you got to get up and move forward or you're dishonoring them. I'll be honest with you. How else can you dishonor the dead more than not living your life?
Man, anybody that listens to me on my channel or anywhere I'm at, bro, they know that I speak about divine timing, right? And that's what I was going to tell Big Lance earlier. Like when you were saying that, who knows if you hadn't quit when you quit, and then had all these other struggles with the medical struggle, all this stuff going on, like that would have been a wrap pretty much. You know what I mean? Like if all that was combined, but it's divine timing, man. Like no addict is going to quit until they choose it. There's no other reason they can quit other than when it's their time, their choice, which it came to you at the right time. Like it's all divine timing, man. Things happen.
Divine timing, but I believe with Lance too, every now and then you get a case of somebody who needs to die a little bit to learn how to live.
Well, I mean, but that
word roller coaster, and then he got checked. God checked him in the hip and was like, "Oh, you want this to go away? and it changes
But
everything.
that's how you get divine timing, though, bro. Like you're not gonna just take the path that says divine timing. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get nudged and bumped and ping ponged all the way to where you're supposed to be in this timeline. You know,
I
and
think in the
that's
Bible it
divine
says it the
timing.
best.
No matter what it
It
takes.
says, "Be still, man." It says, "Be still," right? I mean, this is it's a very simple quote, and I'm not like a religious dude, man, but that quote is to me, it speaks volumes, and I think sometimes you have to just be still and just let the process and man, divine intervention, divine timing, however you want to express it, it is all the same. It's just, yes, you're gonna hurt now. You know, you're gonna hurt now because you deserve to hurt.
Right.
And
If you're
unfortunately,
lucky
that's
to
true.
have somebody, that's another thing. You're lucky, like Joey grew up with his grandma. If you're lucky enough to have someone you love that much, you have to deal with the payment, and the payment is always that loss. Anybody you truly love, you're either gonna die on them or they're gonna die on you. So you're like another thing with my mom. I am so lucky that I hurt so bad because some guys don't have moms. They don't have moms like I had.
Look, during this last when my granny passed, right? I knew it was coming eventually. Like, you know, she's 92, like she been declining. Like, I know it's coming. You're like, I've been expecting her to pass for a decade, man. That don't mean it's easier, right? But it put my mind, you know, because I try to be like, I try to almost try to think like a philosopher. I'm very far from it, but I try to philosophize things and philosophize. But I started thinking, man,
that was a good word.
Is it? I'm a philosopher. I'm a philosophier.
You're a
that sounds like a dinosaur.
You're philosophizing.
Philosophizer. So when I was philosophizing, I started thinking, man, like, which one's worse? Which one's worse, bro? I'm sitting here, I'm philosophizing, and I'm thinking, is it worse to have the buildup of knowing you're going to lose the one you love, and it happens, or in the other hand, is it worse that boom, bang, pow, phone call, someone's gone?
I had my mom, like, bro. My mom died. You know what I mean? My mom went from healthy to dead in 19 hours, brain aneurysm. And I see it daily, and I hate saying for a long time, I was like, oh, she died so suddenly, it wasn't fair. Bro, people who have to watch their family die of cancer, that's not fair. Watching somebody die is not fair. She went out. I believe it's definitely better to die fast, to just have it happen. She didn't know she was happy one moment, God the next moment. That whole watching your family members die in pain is fucking crazy. Thank God
So you
that
would,
was my biggest fear,
you would
man.
say
that's one of my biggest
you
fears.
would say that's worse. That's worse than having the stripped away from you feeling.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to say bye. You didn't get to tell them how much they feel. None of that.
You like to rip a Band-Aid off? I even feel like she knew, like, well, Valentine's Day just passed. I'd rather rip the Band-Aid off than rip it off slow. And maybe, listen, of old age is beautiful. I tell people this all the time. If you lost your 91-year-old grandma, in a way, that's beautiful, bro. She's so lucky she got to live at 91. You know,
she went through the depression, everything. Yeah, bro. And that's I think the same way, man. I do. I don't know though. I don't know the answer to the question I was philosophizing about.
Krup, can I?
I mean, I think.
Can I paint a picture? No, you said you see, so like my grandmother, when she passed, man, like, you know, she had health issues, bro. Like all elderly people get COPD and high blood pressure. But you know, she didn't have anything where we terminal, like we, you know, and I think you've probably heard me say this before, but I mean, every day after I came home from prison, I talked to her every morning on my way to work. And that day I didn't have work. I was off. And I think I had like a doctor's appointment or something I was doing something. And she called me and she woke me up. And she's like, hey, honey, I'll let you go. I didn't know you were still sleeping. I'm like, nah, I'm up. I got to get up anyways. I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm just about to get in the shower. I got a doctor's appointment. And I said, well, well, you know, call me after you get out of the shower and stuff. And, you know, and she goes, okay, I will, honey. You know, try to get back to sleep. I go, nah, I'm getting up. And 20 minutes later, I got a call from my brother who also lived with my grandmother's, you know, and he called me and crying hysterically that she was gone. And she had a massive heart attack, and she got up and had tried to get in the shower, obviously, because the shower water was running, but she never got out of her PJs. And I guess she just lay down on her bed. That's where we found her. She was on her bed and she was gone. And, you know, I like to believe maybe she got dizzy or something and went to lay down on the bed, and that was it. You know, I asked, you know, the paramedics and stuff in the corner if she suffered, and they said no. It was pretty quick. You know, and I think I would find more peace in that, even though I didn't get to say some of the things I wish I would have had the opportunity to say. I know she's hearing it now when I talk to her.
Hey guys, I don't want to stop you, Joey, but I have to leave in a minute, and I just want to, before I go, I just got a news brief. Hold on. So right now, there's a situation unfolding in Idaho. Firefighters are fighting a fire, and there's a sniper shooting at them. There's an ambush. Firefighters are being ambushed in a deadly incident live in Idaho wildfire.
A freaking sniper, yeah, it's crazy.
Snipers shooting out fire department men who were trying to fucking. Life is crazy. But guys, I didn't realize it was getting this late. I got to deal with my dog. I got to do about 4 things.
Yeah, I got to drain this bag.
Yeah, it's that time, bro. You know, about an hour and a half. That's a good time anyway. So,
The Little Guy Podcast, baby. Let's go.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me crash it, bro. That's awesome. Like,
hey, man, family, dog. You a goonie, bro. You always crash, dog.
Well, in general,
I appreciate it.
in general, isn't the idea? I believe Joey's going to be sharing videos in the future. I knew this was going to happen the first time because we're actually friends, most of us. That's what's cool about this circle. I think every one of us, for the most part, talk, whatever. But I knew it was going to happen. I was like, we're never going to get into videos tonight. This is just going to be. I haven't talked to Lance. I haven't talked to Joey.
I know.
Hey,
but
real quick.
This was dope, man. This was dope.
It was, man. It was. I enjoyed listening, and I got a little choked up for a minute. I couldn't kind of get myself back together. So it was great listening to you guys, though, and I hope I was able to contribute a little bit. Listen, I'm actually gonna go live after this, right after. On Cuffed and Clued In TV, right. Man, I'm gonna cover this Ohio situation for a little bit, man. I want to
watch it. Tapping in, bro. You seen it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and pull it up and try and find some live feeds on it, man. So if
I'm sorry to cut you off, but before I got off, I felt like people didn't know about that. It just came up as a news brief on my phone. I need to find out more about it too. Are they literally sniping at firefighters? That's fucking nuts.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'll drop my
snipers on the loose shooting at firefighters who are battling a mountain fire in Idaho. That's exactly what's going on.
That's wild, bro.
Tapping on in, man. You going live, Joey?
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, I'll go live in like 10 minutes.
Salutes to everyone. Krup. Everyone have a great night and head over to fucking.
All right, brother, man. Take it easy, bro. Hey.
All right, man. Have a good night, y'all.
We already off.